to episode 3, guys, and I am so excited that we have been doing this together and we are finally here in a new episode. And the theme of this episode today is coloring your world with patience. I encourage you to continue following us on our social media platforms. The handles are down here on your screen. Also, you can check out our website to see the kind of materials that we need for you to donate, and you can also keep donating for our work and visit Dazzling Center for Autism, meet these children, meet these teachers, and I promise you it's going to be an experience that you will enjoy. Today we have a very special guest joining us for this episode. He is an expert in his field. He has 20 years experience under his belt, and as you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and for an autistic child it starts with an occupational therapist. Karibu sana Daktari, kindly introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Jared Orina, an occupational therapist working in Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital. I have an experience of more than 20 years working with various patients and various clients, most of the autistic children.
Daktari, what is the role of an occupational therapist in the life of an autistic child?
I will start by saying occupational therapy is a medical profession which helps people to do what they want, what they need, and what they are required to do in our social setting. For autistic children, the role of occupational therapy is to help both the parents and the children with autism to cope up with the social life, that is to be able to live as per the social rules and the social norms. We help the children with autism to have meaningful play. Since these children are normally very hyperactive sometimes, they don't follow the rules in our society. They just do their things, which some of us we wonder why they are not behaving like the other children. So we look at their behavior and we can advise the parent or the caregivers on how to handle some behaviors, either to reinforce them or to punish some behaviors. We teach the parents on the appropriate punishments for a certain behavior so that we can come up with a behavior which is acceptable.
What are some of the programs that fall in the docket of an occupational therapist when it comes to this child?
Some of the programs we do, we train these children in motor skills, both fine and gross motor. We do school assessments to enable schools which deal with autistic children to admit them, and it is a requirement by the Ministry of Education for a child with autism to be assessed before school placement. So when they come to the hospital, they are assessed by occupational therapists.
You have mentioned motor skills. What are some of these motor skills?
Motor skills is like the activities which children do using their body, like jumping on a trampoline, kicking a ball. Those are the gross motor skills. Fine motor skills, we train them on. Writing skills, those are fine motor skills. Even cutting using a pair of scissors, caroling, those are some of the fine motor skills we train them.
Daktari, maybe briefly touch on communication skills and the role of an occupational therapist when it comes to communication skills in an autistic child.
Okay, when it comes to autism, an autistic child has challenges in communication. One, you find these children are unable to have direct eye contact with any person. So it means when they don't have eye contact, then their imitation skills are hindered. And another thing, these autistic children do not have attention and concentration skills. They cannot be able to sit somewhere still for a good amount of time for them to learn a skill, either the way the lips of a person moves, so that they can imitate. So when they come to occupational therapy, we try to train them on attention skills and the concentration skills, plus eye contact. So that after that, when they are now calm, they can have good eye contact. That's when now we refer them to a speech therapist who goes on to teach them about the speech vocalizations and verbalization. Yes.
Earlier you had mentioned daily activities. What are some of these daily, living activities?
Activities of daily living, these are activities a person must do in order to live. They are activities including like play is an activity. But the basic activities we have like feeding, dressing, grooming, toileting. And at some level, we include even mobility is included, plus shopping. Those are the activities of some of the activities of daily living.
Daktari, why is it important for an occupational therapist to do assessment for a child with autism?
It's very important to assess so that we can see, an occupational therapist can see the challenges the child is facing. And it's required that an assessment is done early for early intervention. Early intervention has good results. The child can be helped, the behaviors can be changed, and some skills can be taught very easily at an early age. That's why occupational therapy assessments in an early age can monitor the milestones of a child to see what the child has not achieved, so that help can be brought in for this child to live a meaningful life.
Daktari, what are some of the delayed milestones that a parent can look out for?
Milestones are the stages of development in a child, from let's say at conception, to birth, from birth, as the child grows. Those are what we call the milestones. There are some things which a child needs to achieve at a certain age. So those are what we call milestones. Now for a child who is autistic, you find them growing well, then they miss something. At an early age, a child is supposed to recognize even the mother, have eye contact with the mother. But when the child has missed having eye contact with the mother, maybe not recognizing strangers, then you start asking yourself, the mother can have a query, why this? Then there are some, when it comes to speech, the speech therapist will talk about the speech, maybe I can touch it on it. There is some sounds a child makes at an early age we call them cooing sounds. Those are around 7 months. When a child has not attained the cooing sounds, then there is a query from the mother, even from maybe the occupational therapist assessing. Then we will find maybe the child has started walking, but you find the child is maybe something comes in like hyperactivity. The child is not, you cannot find a child sitting in one place for some time, or maybe handling toys. The child doesn't handle toys. You buy maybe a toy today, the child is not interested in a toy. Then those are some of the things you look for. When a parent sees those things, it's better to seek an opinion from an occupational therapist who can assess and maybe advise the mother appropriately. So at around 8 months, the child is supposed to be having some speech, like maybe some sounds. But when the mother finds the sounds are not there, that's also another query. There are some things a child at, let's say, 9 months, the child is supposed to be doing. Maybe the child can be able to do some feeding, but the child is not doing. Those are some of the milestones which are looked at to start maybe thinking of assessing the child developmentally. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Orina, for this very eye-opening conversation. We are grateful for you, and thank you so much for sparing the time to be here with us today.
Thank you also for inviting me for this, so that people can be aware in our society. Maybe in future, we can also talk more.
Yes.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.